So we're pretty good at throwing parties. Yeah. In fact, Assemble kind of started out in this way, as a bit of a party, through good conversation and a bit of booze. So parties have become quite important to us. Here is our 5th birthday party. We had ping pong and a fire and balloons. We use all available space and opportunity to hold parties. Here is our recent Christmas party, with the annual quiz in full swing, thanks to Louis. And so these have always been moments when we can have fun together, but also open up our space to discuss what we do and why we do it with both past and potential future collaborators. A lot of our early projects kind of riffed on the party idea, playing out as gatherings held in unusual public spaces that all took place with a sense of performance and theatricality. Held explicitly in public, events such as showing films and hosting a large brass band underneath a concrete overpass gave space to prosaic acts of leisure played out in unusual environments. However, these settings, these particular ones, were also contested spaces, the willful abandonment of which reflected local government's wider attitude to the public realm. So while we were hosting genuine parties where people were having fun, the projects themselves provided a platform to make visible a culture which was being suppressed or kind of becoming almost kind of hidden from view. So in this way, our small acts have become a kind of form of protest through party. And this is the segue into the bit, which might make less sense. But I kind of see these things, these acts, this approach as having real parallels with a long tradition established in South America, which I kind of like to focus on because they push it kind of much further and with a lot more fun. So the ultimate party, Carnival, this annual celebration, which is loosely tied to the beginning of Lent, has become kind of a great social leveller. Ordinary social order is turned upside down as people take to the streets, stripped of their normal attire, to take part in a celebration that combines music, dance, and costume as a tool to unite revellers. However, Carnival is a well-established act of political explosiveness, tolerated by the federal government only because of its long cultural history. While some carnivals are more explicitly political than others, they are an expression of objection to the racism, political corruption, and poverty in society. Here, the party is a political act played out in the streets to the extent that it completely shuts down cities for 4 to 7 days, depending on how kind of seriously you take your party going that week. Crucially, Carnival is still just a party and a celebration and recognition of people and kind of Brazilian society. However, in the same way, this is also a party and a protest. Every week in the city of Belo Horizonte, in the state of Minas Gerais in Brazil, people turn their main public square into a beach, turning up in their swimwear and throwing themselves into the fountains that local government officials have banned them from using. So this is fun. It brings people together on a weekly basis, united around an activity rooted in national consciousness, a reference shared by all, going swimming. And the kind of amazing thing about this activity is that it's so visible, it draws people in who might not know about the kind of contested space and the problems with this particular square. And you get people from all sections of society joining in and interacting and having some sort of, kind of conversation. But, the key thing is it's free, it's public, where wealth is hidden behind an ambition to reclaim the space kind of for pure leisure. So people meet, share a drink, become co-conspirators. People oscillate between protest and party. And so this kind of has an increasing urgency in Brazil. These occupations have kind of increased in frequency and are really kind of attracting a level of visibility. They've extended to daily music events from samba to reggae and funky nights held under flyovers in the city. Sound familiar? Of course, protests are just protests, not parties. But there's something about coming together around a commonly held cause, one that can be a protest, but is also a celebration of those individuals coming collectively around a shared sense or cause. Because when it comes to actually protesting, In Brazil, there is an existing embedded culture of occupying the street, making a noise, and being visible. And as one person told me, as long as you're dancing, why not make it a protest too? Thank you.